Imagine that every time you actually bought something, you actually invested into your retirement or into your future self for 30 years later, and 30 years from now, fast forward, boom, you have all this money that you didn't even work for, that just was realized. This is Acorns, and it's showing that by the time I turn 32, my spare change plus other investments will be worth 12 million bucks. This app on your phone grows your wealth without you ever even thinking about it. Because every time you swipe your credit card, it invests the spare change into a balanced portfolio that meets whatever your retirement or wealth goals are. I get a lot of comments every single day from hundreds of people all over the world, a lot of youth, and they're wondering how to become a millionaire, if that's even a good goal. But that's what they ask. A millionaire is just kind of a big milestone everyone wants to have. But they are telling me, should I invest in Robinhood? Should I download Robinhood? Should I download TD Ameritrade? And then they're asking me for stock picks, like, are you going to invest in Tesla or Facebook? And guys, like, for real, I appreciate what Robinhood and Money app that became mainstream for the youth and allows you to easily invest into stocks. I love that there's more awareness about how the stock market works. But these apps and the concept of trading, day trading, picking stocks is what a savvy or intelligent investor calls speculative investments. Speculative investments is basically investing into something, acknowledging that it is of the highest risk of nature, even to the point that you could lose all your money. And so when you pick just one stock, that's not really a retirement strategy. And in case you don't know this, even from professional traders, only 5% of people who are pros that have algorithms and teams and get paid $300K a year in Wall Street find success. At the time of this video, we've been in a bull market, which means the market has been soaring. There's been little downs and mostly ups. And so anyone with an ego and the app Robinhood has probably traded and bought something and it's up. And so now we have this basically personal bias towards ourselves that for people who are doing this, like everything, this is how the stock market works. I just put money in and it just grows. It's amazing. And I want to clarify, it's not that I'm a hater against Robinhood. I am just trying to provide financial literacy because this is not how it works. When a crash comes, because it's going to come. I'm not a negative, pessimistic person. It just happens. The market resets. It corrects itself. Stocks go down. Certain sectors go down. And how you protect yourself and the intelligent way to invest is investing into a balanced portfolio of index funds and ETFs. And these funds basically are comprised of hundreds, 500 companies or more. So you could either invest into one company, like let's just say Tesla, or you can invest into the S&P 500 index fund, which actually includes Tesla plus 499 other companies. So all eggs in one basket, or $1 prorated across all these amazing companies. If you can't tell already, my investment style portfolio is actually into index funds and ETFs. And that's why I think Acorns is a much better app. It's not even on the same level as Robinhood. It's on a different level because this app actually invests into those index funds and ETFs based on your goals. And technically the term is called a robo-advisor. So this algorithm basically puts the money in your funds. Every time you slide, you get change and invest into those, and it's all automatic. You never have to think about it. What I'm trying to say is that if you're on Robinhood, I'm not saying to get off of it. Just understand when it comes to speculative investments, make sure that you're only investing 10% or less of your entire net worth. So if you're worth $100, that means the max you should have in your trading account, no matter if you use Robinhood or TD Ameritrade, is $10, essentially. And then the rest should be in a place like this, Acorn. One of my extremely good friends, Dr. Brad Klontz, is seriously on a mission to basically get what the message that I just said across the entire internet. Every single video is trying to hit you with like, invest long term, stop day trading. Day trading does not work. 95% people who do it fail over the time of 10 years. So this is some serious stuff if you have the leading world's financial psychologists talking about it constantly. Plus, I think every financial book I've ever read, they are extremely cautioning and warning, do not day trade. Like Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins, Ramit Sethi, I Will Teach You How to Be Rich. All these books are saying the same thing. Invest in the long term, index funds, ETFs. Warren Buffett even had a bet against a hedge fund over 10 years that in the average index fund, the benchmark, which is the S&P 500, could outperform the hedge fund, which is supposed to be the greatest minds of the richy rich, right? Eat the rich. Like that's what the people who are running the hedge funds and the people who invest in hedge funds, that's who it's against. And that Warren Buffett said, dude, I'm just going to put my money one time into this index fund, and I bet you the index fund, just matching the market, is going to beat you super smart people who are going to know what stocks to pick. Guess what happened over that 10-year bet? Warren Buffett won. The index fund won. It is the best way to invest for retirement, for your future. Do not day trade. Okay, moving on, let's talk about Acorns. Unless you're swiping all the time, and I don't mean on Tinder, I mean your credit card, is just not going to be enough to basically retire on. So I'm going to talk about a couple features on the app that I do, and it truly, I think after doing these steps, could make this a one-stop shop for your retirement and for your wealth. In Acorns, you can actually select a roundup feature off your change. So basically, every time you swipe and whatever the said changes between to round to the next dollar, you could actually times that exponentially. For example, on April 29th, my last charge was at Cafe Ella. Probably got a $5.35 latte. But the spare change to get to the dollar was 65 cents. Now I have my roundup times 10. So actually when I swiped to buy that latte, I actually invested $6.50. Now I want to maybe take one step back here. I'm in a financial position where I can invest aggressively and actually in getting the latte, I actually invested more than what the latte was worth. But I'm just trying to tell you, where to get started, how to get started, and then what you can aspire to do. So every time I swipe on my credit card, I'm timesing it by 10. So the charge before that was at El Palomar restaurant, and it was an even charge of $85. So in that case, I invested $1, but I times it by 10, I actually invested $10. The amount of money I've invested just from the roundup feature in my spare change is $2,838.53, and I've only been on Acorns for about 6 months. I want to dive next into my portfolio on Acorns, and I think this is hopefully going to provide a lot of people some answers, because people are asking me, what should I invest in? I'm not a financial advisor, full disclaimer, and you really shouldn't listen to people who are telling you to pick hot stocks. So like, I think the biggest example we've known, which has some amazing parts of this story, but also has some really bad parts, is the whole GameStop thing, which I'll tell you right now in short was a pump and dump scheme. The only thing that made it cool was that instead of the hedge funds doing this, which they do, they manipulate the market all the time, it was regular people like you and me trying to pump up the stock because hedge funds were shorting it, which means they had to buy it, and it inflated the price. It was amazing. But like a pump and up scheme sounds, you pump it up and then it falls. So only the people who are in early get to make money, while the people who come in late lose a lot. I'll just say, yes, it's awesome that people kind of fought back against hedge funds and Wall Street, who's doing this all the time. But two, more importantly, after it ended, I was getting comments. I saw comments from friends be like, hey guys, next time there's an easy way to make money, can you let me know? And that's not how wealth works. Wealth is your wealth and net worth isn't based on one big gamble, one big trade like the GameStop thing. It's seriously based off small, consistent, automatic deposits like what Acorns does over time, invested into a diverse portfolio. That is literally it. It sounds so simple, yet people make it complicated. And I think more than that, it's all the other people who are telling you, here's how to get rich quick. You don't have to wait 30 years. You just got to trade GameStop, and then you'll be a millionaire. And that's honestly, if you could just ignore the noise, that's what it's about. The amazing thing about when you create a portfolio on Acorns is it goes through like a questionnaire about your risk tolerance and when you'd like to retire and what your goals are. So I have an aggressive portfolio here. Large company stocks 55%, medium company stocks 10%, small company stocks 5%, international company stocks 30%. And you can actually click and see what each one of those funds are. And so the large company stocks invested to I think it is the most popular benchmark ETF by Vanguard, which the stock ticker is VOO. This stock invests in the top 500 companies in the USA. So by investing into there, I'm investing into companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple. But I'm actually not handpicking those stocks. I'm invested through the index fund or the ETF. That one fund is better than any stock that you could pick. So you're investing your spare change, you got Acorns set up, you got the right portfolio that meets your goals, and then this is where things get serious. This is where you could literally change your life, is you set up automatic contributions. Your contributions should be based on whatever you can do that maintains your current lifestyle, unless you're living outside your means and maybe it's time to look at your finances and be like, oh my gosh, maybe we don't need to be paying a subscription for Netflix and Hulu and Amazon. Like, these things add up. Maybe you're not in a position right now to go and drink lattes a bunch. Maybe you're in a position where you have actually too much debt. And I always say, I don't know what financial position you're in right now, but usually when people ask, like, my blanket answer is like, first thing, if you have credit cards, gotta kill them. Credit card debt, that is. Credit card debt is the one thing that can literally crush your dream. So make sure you clear that out before you start doing all this fun stuff like investing your money and watching it grow. About 11 years ago, I was making $27,000 a year, and so I didn't have a lot of money to invest, but I still invested $100 a month into my Roth IRA. So just for a benchmark, you invest whatever you can. The point is to get in, doesn't matter how small, just start. Today I'm investing daily $200, and if I look at the last 6 months, my account total right now is $20,507. One of my favorite things about Acorns is the very simple projections on the calculator based on what you invest, on what your investment account will grow to. One of my favorite things about Acorns is they have a projections basically calculator based on a conservative return on your investments. You continue to invest the way you are right now. You kind of look into your analytics and see how much your account would be worth years from now. So if I go to age 59, my hypothetical investment projections would be $5,140,388 at age 59. What's crazy is I would have invested $2 million over that time span, and I would have made more money than what I put in. That's the beauty of compound interest, investing over long term and having your money grow. Acorns is just one amazing tool, and I also have other places I invest my money for full transparency. I'm also didn't get paid at all to basically talk about Acorns, but I think it's such an amazing app. But with everything comes risk. Now, I look at my account and I'm up 5% on here, but I could have easily made this video and talking highly of it even if the market was down. When you invest in the stock market, it goes up and down, but you don't care about the daily prices, you care about what it looks like 30 or 20 years from now. I want you to comment below if you have Acorns, or if you don't, what are you doing for investments? If you are day trading, please stop and look at something more long-term like this. Also, if you want to download Acorns, I'll have a link below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you are investing out there into yourself, into your future, so that one day you won't have to work. Thanks for watching. This is Adrian. Peace and God bless.